Hi. The purpose of this video is to show you about using the board builder within Discovery Education. So you're on your DE services page right now, and then you're going to go to Builder Tools and Board Builder. This is the best tool by far on this website. I feel like it's a mixture of like a Pinterest board, possibly it's like an online classroom board for your kids. And then it's basically just like a corkboard where you can just pin different videos and images and sound clips and type stuff. So you can choose blank or you can choose one of their templates. And for time's sake, I'm just going to choose one of their templates. So I'm going to choose the ocean theme. And I'm going to title it Shark Lady because I'm going to be doing a mentor text with Shark Lady by Eugenie Clark. And then click continue. So it's going to ask you to save your board, and the reason it does this is so you have a place to save it and edit it, and then you can share it out with your students. So this is like your C drive on a computer, but it's out in the cloud on the Discovery Education site. So I created a board builder folder within my C drive on this website. I'm going to use that, and then I'm going to save it, and then it's going to bring up your board. And because I chose the template, it's going to come preloaded with what I can do to it. Now, I don't have to use all of this, or I may need more. And then these are my tools to edit what it looks like as well. So it needs a title. So I'm just going to type in it and call it Shark Lady. So if I don't like the background, I can change it. If I don't like the size, I can change it. And then I can just exit out, and there it is. I also have the ability to move it however I want. And then I can make it bigger or smaller. So these are Post-its for typing. You need to double click to type. And then I can bold, italicize, underline. I can change the background as well. So then this is going to give you access to Discovery Education's content itself. So you have two options. The first one is to search for your content, and the other one is My Content. So this is that folder you saved your board to itself, but sometimes when you're out looking for videos before creating the board, you might find videos that you had saved, and this is where you can access them. I don't have any videos, so I'm going to click search, and I'm just going to type in sharks. So it's going to load everything this website has on sharks. It came up with 495 results. So I'm going to filter it based on my grade so I get age-appropriate content. So I'm going to do 3 through 5, and I'm going to get 203 different types of sources. So the different types of sources can be seen here, and they call it a media type. You can view, listen, or teach. So let's say I look at view. So it's going to give me 16 boards. Well, I'm creating a board, so I don't really want to look at a board. But sometimes you might want to have a link to another board so students can go see a pre-existing board with activities to do with it. I can get clip art, I can get a full video, I can get an image, or I can get a video segment. So I'm going to keep those because they might be interesting different types of media for my board. And then I can do listen. And they have, it looks like 3 songs, so I'm going to keep that as well. And then teaching, this would be different types of media I can use to teach the students. So it's filtered it down to 176 different things. So now I can start scrolling through and looking at the different topics and the grades, and it'll tell you what it is. So this was a video segment, that was 2 minutes 6 seconds. This was an image that the students get to look at. And when you click on it and open it, it's going to take you to its link of information where it has the video and then it has the brief synopsis here, but then it has these tags that you can use to click and go out and look up those different topics. So this is a full video here that's titled this, and here's the segments within it. Or if I'm not happy with what I saw, I can click on these to get more. So I really wasn't happy, so I'm going to go back and keep looking. Well, here's an image. Let's see what this is. So it tells me this is the image. And there's really nothing for me to do but upload it, but I kind of like it. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to click add. I'm going to add it again. And now the image has been uploaded to my board, and I think it makes a really cool effect to my board so the students can click on it and look at it. So I actually, if I didn't want to put this information here, I could have made some form of a direction for the students to do here in relation to this image, where they could respond to it in their own journal or maybe in their own board that they could create. So I would continue to do that, and let's say I get down to here and I'm like, oh, I just don't need this. So instead of editing it, I can just delete it and remove it from my board. And then these two make your board longer so you can add more content to your board. But do you see why I feel like this is a Pinterest board, how you're adding all these different links to it? But then it has the corkboard effect, and that you're putting the different types of Post-its where you're writing on it. So here's my themes. If I ever want to change my theme, I can do that here. This is your back arrow. So adding items, this is how, if I had deleted these different boxes down here and I decided I wanted them back, or I want to create different headlines within it, where maybe I just did sharks one section and an author study in another, so I put Eugenie Clark in a different section, all within this board, I could separate them by the headlines. So then I can add a text box, which is this right here, and then I could also add in a media, so right here it added this box back. And then I can do an attachment, and this is where you can upload items from your computer. Maybe it's your own image, your own video. So something you might have that you want to upload for the students to have access to that you didn't have within Discovery Education. So this is where if you have a video of you teaching how to do a math problem, you could literally upload this math problem on here of you solving it for your students to have access to. So then up here, you have the edit tool. You could preview your board. So this is what it would look like for the students. So if you didn't do anything with these boxes, it would just look like this. Then you can print your board. You can save it, but as you've been seeing down here, as they work on it, it automatically saves it, which is a great feature. So if you have any computer glitch, it would save it on its own. You can share it out. So if you need a quick way for your students to access it, then you can do this quickly. If you want to use, a Shobi, or if you use Microsoft 365, OneNote, you could put the link in there and the students can be directly brought to this. And then there is the assign, and this is where you would assign this board to the students. You select the date you want it to appear, the date it would be due, and then you would select your class. And then you can select all, select just the one like I just had, deselect all, and then you would assign, and then that board would appear in that time frame that you allowed. And a neat feature is the students can create this board themselves. So I'm going to show you what I mean by that. So I'm going to go back to Board Builder. And down here, if you scroll, you can see the boards you have made. So these two, they have the rainbow wheel, which means they're a work in progress. I didn't really do much with them. So here is my Number of the Stars board. So this one, I uploaded different videos in relation to World War II, and I put some notes talking to the students about it. And then I gave them some different things to do. And this one here says do your own do your own research and share it with me. Basically, I want you to create a journal using this tool to do it yourself, and I want you to include a haiku, and then I included a document that they could download and open on their computer to basically learn what a haiku was. And then I was able to assign that to them, but then when they did it, I go to my classroom manager and I look at their boards that they shared with me. So here's the student. I'm going to review his board. So here is his journal in response to my board. I think it's really interesting that he chose this as his background because it is fitting for the time period, I feel like. And then he did his own videos, and then he said this is what the World War II sounded like, and he actually added an audio clip. And I just find that really interesting that he was able to come up with this all on his own, and it really gives me a really good image and dive into his mind and his process of thinking and the way he's responding to the text and even the media I gave him. So then there's another way I used it, and this one is my measuring angles board. And this one, I was actually out absent and I wanted to continue on with my math lessons and didn't want them to miss it. So I got creative and created a board where it would teach them how to do their math lesson. So I attached on my board different videos on how to use a protractor and measuring angles, and it broke it down by, labeling and then using the actual protractor itself. And then I said, now that you're an expert, you can go ahead and do the worksheet on your desk. So then they could reference these videos as they did it. And what was neat is my sub, who happened to be an ELL teacher in the building, she wasn't comfortable doing this, but she was comfortable giving them access to this because then she just had to help and guide them versus teach the lesson to them. And it would have been, if I'd had time, been really awesome to do a video of me doing this on a computer using a different program and then uploading it here so they could have me still teaching it to them. But because of Discover Education, I could still teach it to them in this way. And another feature is, yes, I did the measuring angles, but I could have actually done the builder tools and done the assignment or quiz builder. Instead of giving them a worksheet in the quiz builder, I could have typed in my own questions with the answers, and they could have received immediate feedback to those questions. So then I could add more to my board as well, and then I can click edit. I'm going to do add item. I'm going to add a media. I'm going to do my content. And right here's a quiz. I called it test. I'm going to choose it. And right here, I added my quiz. And now my students have a direct link to their quiz from within my board builder. So I could do a quick review if this was a test. And then they have their quiz. And what's cool is they have access back to this information so they can perform their best on the quiz or test. So this is all neat features that I just had to share with you. And if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you.